Welcome back to the channel, guys. So, first of the new year 2020 battle reports. I'm glad I didn't screw that up because I thought I was going to. Got a good one for you today. Standard match play, 2,000 points. Back at our lovely sponsors, Warp Storm. So make sure to check them out. You can get up to 10% off retail if you pop in. So, back to what we're doing today. Today, I've got a lovely opponent in Sam. Say hello, Sam.
Hello.
He's brought his beautiful Ultramarines, which is kind of a bit scary looking over there. And I've got my Imperial Guard, brought my Steel Legion to bear, because they haven't been out for a while, and we've got a few little quirky bits to try out today. So we're going to move on to the armies and see what we're playing today.
So, I brought my Ultramarines today. It's a brigade detachment, so I start with 15 command points, and I've paid 2 to make my captain a chapter master. He's also got Adepts of the Codex and the Vox Spiritum, which gives him an extra 3 inches to the range of his aura abilities. Joining in is a lieutenant, and he's got a power sword and a bolt pistol. And then the third HQ choice is Cronus, and I think I'll pop him in the Whirlwind, but I haven't quite made a decision on that yet. But obviously he transfers his ballistic skill of 2+ to whichever tank he is in. Then for the 6 troops choices, I've got 4 5-man squads of tactical marines. The sergeants don't have any of the special weapons, it's all just bolters throughout all of the squads. And then I've got 2 5-man intercessor squads, and they have Stalker bolt rifles. Obviously I'm against a lot of tanks, so and then one of those units has the extra grenade launcher. Moving on to elites, I've got 2 3-man squads of aggressors. They've got the auto Boltstorm gauntlets, and then rounding that off is a venerable dreadnought with a twin las cannon and a heavy flamer. Onto the fast attack, I've got 2 squads of 3 plasma inceptors. So obviously they can drop down turn 2 onwards if they're not already on the field at the beginning of the game. And the third squad is a suppressor squad. So obviously they've got the accelerator auto cannons, and they can also drop down on the grav shoots. And then finally in the heavy support, we've got 3 eliminators. They're just armed with the bolt sniper rifles. Nothing special there. The Hellblaster squad have got 8 and a sergeant. And they've got the heavy plasma incinerators for extra AP and extra damage. And then the 2 tanks, one is a las cannon Predator with a Storm Bolter and a Hunter Killer Missile as well. And then finally we've got the Whirlwind, which also has Hunter Killer Missile, Storm Bolter and the Vengeance Launcher.
Nice. You know, I've never actually faced a Whirlwind. It's the first ever time.
Well, first time for everything.
Yeah, gonna get absolutely wrecked. Okay, so I've brought my Steel Legion, or Astra Millitarum, which I hate saying. So I've got a battalion, spearheads, and then I've got some Imperium units as well, because I like to be a little bit cheesy. So starting off with the battalion, I'm spending a CP for the Vigilist detachment, so I have got the Emperor's Fist tank detachment. So I've got 2 tank commanders, one's with the plasma and the las cannon and twin plasma sponsons, and then I've got one with the battle cannon, heavy bolters, even though yes that is a flamer on the front, still just a heavy bolter, and he has the big cannon on it that does the 3 damage, which I can't remember the name of right now, which I will remember in a bit. Then making up my troops, I've got 2 guard squads which are WYSIWYG, so both with the heavy weapon teams with the missile launchers and the grenade launchers. Both of them are identical, no differences there. And then I've got a 7-man squad of Scions with 2 special weapons, 1 melter gun and 1 hotshot volley gun. On no Vox though, they are just standards. Then onto my elites, I've got my Astropath, which is psychic power is Night Shroud, so -1 to hit on vehicles. and a commissar. He is my warlord, and he does have the Emperor's Benediction pistol, which makes any troops run away. It's less, because he'll just shoot them instead. Moving on to my fast attacks, I've got 2 armoured sentinels, both with las cannons, because they don't degrade, so they are good fun to run round. And then I have my Valkyrie in the background, which is WYSIWYG with the las cannon and twin missile pods. I didn't have the points for the heavy bolters, so it is just running that. There's a bit of a transport capacity. My spearhead has Commissar Yarrick leading it up, and a company commander with a power sword. So both of them will be probably riding around in the beautiful big Stormlord that I've decided to fish out today. And then the rest of the spearhead is made up with a Wyvern, a Basilisk, and a Punisher Lehman Russ with all heavy bolters. And then I have my other elite's choice, which is my Ratlings, because they don't really appear anymore. I do like to run them. Some very lovely little snipers. And then on to my Imperial units. So with the rules changes and the little buff they have, I have brought Inquisitor Eisenhorn with me, as he is on a mission to punish the Ultramarines today, because they've been up to some no good. So he is running 2 psychic powers of Dominate, which allows me to basically shoot one enemy vehicle, so I can take control of it and then shoot it at whatever I'd like within range. And then Psychic Fortitude, which allows me to automatically select one Imperium keyword unit, and they will automatically pass their morale test, which is great for guard because they do like to run away a bit. And then I have my Vindicator Assassin, who is just a powerhouse and loves to literally wreck everything that gets in his way. Cool, so the mission we're playing today is from Chapter Approved 2019, and it's Frontline Warfare. So it is tunnel war with two markers. 1 in my deployment zone is worth 2 points to me or 4 to Sam, and vice versa. So we're going to go on to deployment and see how we end up. Alrighty then, we have had some deployment done. We've got Imperial Guard have deployed a bit cagey. Well, I've deployed myself a bit cagey. Keeping all my tanks close to my astropath just to try and get my psychic phase off. Moved up and got my sentinels ready just to burst across the board. Hidden my bit of big artillery, and my Valkyrie is ready to pounce. Inside, the Stormlord has got the 2 sets of troops and the company commander, Commissar, and Yarrick, just ready to jump out whenever they need to. In the Valkyrie, I have got Eisenhorn, as he is allowed to embark on any Imperium transport that can actually take normal troop transport with all the Scions. The Ultramarines, quite aggressively deployed, ready to strike across. And Kronos inside the whirlwind, ready to cause some absolute devastation. So Sam is going to go for the C's and see if he can get a 6. On a 4, no. So it'll be Imperial Guard turn 1. So we'll come back after first turn. Alright, well, after a bit of a good movement phase, the Stormlord's powered up and taken the number 1 objective over here, and the same with the Punisher. He's just following suit just to give me a bit of control on this side of the board. Down here, my sentinels are making a bit of a sneaky move around, coming round the side. We might be able to get some good shots off probably next turn, but they're hidden for retaliation for this turn. My 2 tank commanders have come up through the middle, so they're able to get a bit of line of sight. And my Valkyrie is shot across with the precious cargo of Eisenhorn and some Scions. Yeah, they can get out next turn if I want them to, or I can parachute them. At least then I can choose what to do with the Valkyrie. So we can move into Psychic, because Psychic's not that exciting, and shooting, and then come back and see if anything's still left alive. Okay, not so effective shooting from the Imperial Guard to start with. Valkyrie killed one bloke with a missile, and yeah, in the squad that's just down from it. The Basilisk took a load of shots at Whirlwind, didn't even wound it. The Vindicator managed to put one mortal wound on the Eliminators, and then the Stormlord pumped every single bit of firepower, including grenade launchers and everything from the top, into the Dreadnought, and did actually kill it. So I have got first blood, but we're going to move into turn 1 Ultramarines and see what the counter punch is going to be, and it's going to hurt, so we're going to see what's left.
Okay, so Ultramarines turn 1 movement phase is over. I'll just do a quick review of what I've done. The captain and the lieutenant have moved ever so slightly just to keep the bubble alive across the units. Okay, so that's turn 1 movement for the Ultramarines over. I'll just give a quick review. So firstly, these aggressors have advanced and moved out into behind this barricade. The lieutenant has moved to the left in order to grant its bubble across these 3 units. The captain has also moved just to make sure that these aggressors are within the reroll range. I used squad doctrines and got the CP back on this unit of Howl Blasters, so they're in the tactical doctrine, which means that they can move and shoot with no penalty. The Whirlwind has remained stationary, perhaps to its detriment, straight down the barrel of the gun. This squad of intercessors has moved out as well from behind the cover. The Predator has moved back, and we have agreed that it can see through the ruins of the building the commander tank over there. Eliminators have remained stationary. So over here, the tactical squad that was here is now here. The aggressors have remained stationary. I advanced these chaps into these ruins. Obviously, still under threat from the Ratlings and the guns in the tank, but out of line of sight of the tanks over there. There was a squad of intercessors with Stalker bolt rifles. They have now moved up onto the train, and this tactical squad and that tactical squad there that are in the ruins have remained stationary. So no psychic phase for me, so it's on to the shooting phase. So a review of the shooting phase for Ultramarines. As you can see, the Valkyrie has gone. I can't quite remember how much I put into it, but it was a lot. And the Scions and Eisenhorn have disembarked. So we lost 1 in the wreckage. Other than that, we took out a tank commander over here. And finally, we put the Wyvern down onto 1 wound remaining. So now it's going to be onto the charge phase.
So after a good charge from the Marines, they managed to get in on Eisenhorn and his, Imperial Guard bodyguard. So they got charged. To be honest, Eisenhorn tanked it. He's only lost 1 wound, and he managed to kill someone in return, which is pretty good. So we're going to tally up the points and move on to turn 2 Imperial Guard. Alright, so plan of attack from the Imperial Guard. Eisenhorn and his little bodyguard have fallen back, and just keeping him surrounded so he can't be picked on by too much. It will have to be sniper fire. Sentinels have now moved out of cover, so they've got good range on everything they can see. Same with my tank commander. My plasma one that's left, he can see the Predator. The Punisher's moved up, so he can see through the gap, and the Stormlords come around the corner. And looking a bit on the Whirlwind and other things. So we're going to move into my shooting phase. Suck it phase. Tried to pull off Night Shroud, and again, nothing happened because he's useless. But other than that, moving on to my shooting, and we'll see what I can do. Right, a bit of a better shooting phase from the Imperial Guard. Managed to whittle down some more guys in this crater. I managed to completely delete a intercessor squad up here and one hell blaster over here. Also deleted the whirlwind, took pretty much everything from the big boy himself firing down the road, and that's about it. Haven't managed to kill much else. No charges from me. So moving on to turn 2, Ultramarines.
Okay, so wrapping up movement for turn 2 Ultramarines. I've got the aggressors on that objective. I've moved the Predator from hither to thither. Cronus actually got destroyed from the tank, and I'm just going to dink him in there from the whirlwind. Captain's again keeping his reroll bubble with the aggressors. Hellblasters have remained stationary. These Stalker Intercessors have gone up here. The Eliminators remain stationary. These chaps are just finding a little bit of cover. These guys have run forward to charge the Gatlings. This squad advanced and managed to get up onto this objective. The aggressors managed to advance from there into this building here. And then I've dropped down the suppressors over here. So I might actually just move those, but the suppressors are there currently, but they might be moved in a moment. The plasma Inceptors have dropped down here, so there's a few vehicles that they can threaten in this corner. And that's it, so on to turn 2 Ultramarines shooting.
Ouch is the key word this entire turn. All the stuff that was over here, 2 Sentinels, Eisenhorn, and his little bodyguard are all wiped out very easily by a lot of firepower coming into them. It hurt a lot. Over here, I've had some wounds taken off. The Punisher is down to 2, and the Wyvern's still on 1. And that it was about it. It was more the focus of the battle over here to stop me from taking in the middle. So we're going to move on to my turn 3. So we're going to do charges before moving on to turn 3. So we're going to see what Sam can come up with. Alright, so a bit of a change up. After combat, I have actually lost quite a lot, which does actually mean that Sam scored all 4 points, which is great for Ultramarines, which is always good. So he's up by 11 points, which is pretty insane. So now it's all about just trying to command what I can take care of. So I've fallen my Wyvern back from combat, so those guys can be shot at by my Vindicator. The Stormlord unloaded Yarrick and the Commissar, just so they can beat up some tactical marines, and then moved off down the road, very scarily. The Punishers just trundled up just to help secure this point, in case the guys get too far away in their charge. So we're going to move into my shooting, and probably combat as well, because there isn't much left. Then we will see where we're at. Alright, so total of my turn, shooting and combat. In terms of shooting, Stormlord doing what it's meant to do best, completely obliterated a load of Hellblasters, and then Yarrick and the Commissar charged in, marmalized 2 tactical marines, and absolutely obliterated them. So we're going to move in to turn 3 Ultramarines and see what Sam can pull out the bag. Oh, it has not been a good day for the Guard today. So Sam completely obliterated my Wyvern and managed to knock quite a few wounds off the Vindicator that's been stood in the middle of the map for the whole game. Luckily I didn't lose my Warlord, he's still just hiding in a corner. And he managed to get a couple more wounds off the Stormlord. But with his 9 points on top of that, I'm still only on 5. So that is good game, my son. Yeah. Thank you for watching, guys. Yeah, so keep up with the channel. We will have the Escalation League Round 2 coming out soon. So make sure to keep up on the Instagram page, because we'll announce when it's all up and running. And thank you for watching.